Hi everyone, Graham here with the latest updates from We Share Abundance. We Share Abundance is a cloud nation. We are an emerging nation. We're the United States of the world and we're on a mission to banish poverty. We've been around almost 5 years, putting in solid foundations so that we can be here for many more generations to come, not just a few more years. We're now expanding our economy, and that'll improve the liquidity and value of our currency and benefit all our citizens. All our citizens hold our currency because we give it to them every month, and anybody can become a citizen. There's no fee, no obligation. Just come along, register, prove you're a real person, and that's all there is to it. We're also a non-separatist community. We don't separate people into groups based on what they look like, where they come from, what gender they are, or anything else. We just see everybody as a human being, part of one big family of humanity, all linked together, all individually unique, all having something unique to offer our community, all of equal value to our community. We have a little affirmation in a moment that helps us with that ideology. And we have a little prayer before that affirmation, which helps us find true happiness in life, which is what everybody seeks. It's not something you can buy. You can only earn it through loving service to others. And the great thing about it is, excuse me, I've got an itchy nose. The great thing about being of loving service to others is that it attracts into your life everything else that you want and need, whether it's relationships, travel, houses, whatever. It'll all start coming to you. But a welcome to you, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching the recording. A lot of our people watch the recordings because 7 p.m. London time isn't an ideal time for everybody. If you are watching live, it's lovely if you can pop your name and where you're from in the comments so that people can see that we are truly a global community. You also have the opportunity to ask any questions. But I see we've got a few people in now. Let me just have a quick look. We've got Peter in from the Cameroon, top of the pops. He's quite often the first one in. Then we've got Ramachandra from Watford. And he's saying something about if they have, let me read this because it don't make any sense, I don't think. Many citizens' opinion, if they would have received nest egg, then it'll help by vibe plan. Nest eggs, vibe have nothing to do with one another, totally different companies, and whether they buy a vibe plan when the time comes or not is entirely up to them. I think they're foolish if they don't. I think they should get in now. It's their choice. Okay. Lewis is in from Lisbon in Portugal, Deborah from Southern Alabama, USA, Norman from Doncaster, England, Rosina from Edinburgh in Scotland, Derek is in from Wado City in Nigeria, Michael Lockhart from the Bahamas. Hi there, Michael. Usually comes in because he's got a question, but I've not seen the question from him at the moment. We got Maureen in from London, England. Okay, let's get started with that little prayer and the affirmation, and then we'll get on to bringing you up to date with what's been going on today. Seems like a lot, but I don't think I've got an awful lot to tell you about it, but we'll see. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love, and that through that love, bless each member that they may find the joy of service, and through service attract true happiness and everything they want and need into their life. Amen. And our little affirmation, we're so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world as it is in heaven, and free us all from divisive inharmony, that we may become perfect citizens in body, mind, and soul of thy world. Okay, right. Let's start off with the numbers. They might be a little bit out of date because I took them out a little bit earlier because I had a few meetings and I thought, oh, forget about them and won't get them done. So here we go. We have an increase of 63 in the 777 plan, up to 32,735. We have an increase of just 3 in our registered members. No, sorry, 4. Just 4 in our registered members. 3 yesterday. I suppose we can't complain. It's up on yesterday's by 25%. It's appalling, really. But anyway, we have, how many is it? Let me get both of these working together. 51,014. Same increase of 4 in our active members to 2,712. An increase of 2 in our Share Hope paid members, 539. No change in the membership for Multiply Weezer. We did log in and we did manage to get up to another dollar in the bonus pool, $10,664. I've not put the cents in, so I don't know how many cents it was. Probably not many. Okay. That covers the numbers, got them out of the way. We got Richard in from Devon. Just going back to Ramachandra's thing about people and nest eggs and vibe. Life isn't about receiving and then receiving more. Life is about giving. And the more you give, the more you'll receive. It starts with you. It starts with you giving. Most people have mindsets of need. They have a poor mindset. When I say poor, I mean poor in terms of cash. I don't mean that they are they have a poor level of intelligence. I mean they have a poor as opposed to a rich mindset. Poor and rich, most people relate to the amount of money in your bank account. And yet nothing could be farther from the truth. Poor and rich relates to your mentality. People with a rich mentality accumulate funds in their bank account. People with a poor mentality may have lots of cash at certain times in their life, but it all dissipates and disappears. There are many cases of people winning lotteries and things like that, absolute fortunes, and they end up worse off than they were before after a few years, often with health problems, mental health problems, and all sorts of other things, because they have a poor mentality and they were thrust into having a lot of money and they didn't know what to do with it and how to handle it, and it all disappeared and they regret everything. And it's not just an odd case. It's many, many, many cases of this happening. The same as poverty. Poverty isn't caused by a lack of money. Poverty is the cause of a lack of money. If you've got a poverty attitude, a poor mental attitude, a poverty attitude, you're not going to have a lot of money. Even if somebody gifts you money, it won't last, it won't go. You'll buy something or spend it or bet it on the horses or whatever you do with it. Throw a party, give it away. It won't last. People with a rich mindset will always attract money, and they will always have enough. For some people, enough isn't enough, and they clamour after more and more, usually because they haven't found out what's missing in their life. They still have that hole in there. They don't know what it is, but they've got to have more of something. They don't know what. How can I fill this thing that's missing within me? They don't know and don't understand that what's missing is that loving service to others, which brings and generates that happiness and joy within and completes them as a person. So it's no good having just a rich mindset. You've got to have a rich mindset plus be of loving service to others, and that way you can complete yourself as a human being. As I say, it all starts with giving. One of the best ways of getting out of a poor mindset is to tithe. And the people that don't tithe make excuses for it. But usually they say, well, I can't afford it. I'll tithe when I can afford it. I'll tithe when I've got enough money. Once again, it's a poor mindset. You're never going to have enough money because you have that poor mindset. You have that mindset of want and need instead of abundance. Even if you've only got a crust of bread, break a bit off and give it to the birds and eat the rest. I think it was Buddha that said, if you knew the power of sharing, you would never eat a meal on your own. And it goes beyond that. It goes into these things. You've got to be prepared to put it out to get it back, whatever it is you want, whether it's love, friendship, money, prosperity, wealth, respect, whatever. It starts with you giving. It doesn't start with you getting and then saying, oh, if I get, I'll give. It starts with you giving and in return receiving. So work on yourself having a rich mindset, a mindset of abundance. Let me read. I've read it to you many times before. Put my glasses on and find the right paragraph. I can't find it. Here it is. Just as all power lies in his will, so all spiritual and material gifts flow from his boundless abundance. Now, in order to receive his gift, you must eradicate from your mind all thoughts of limitation and poverty. Universal mind is perfect and knows no lack. To reach that never-failing supply, you must maintain a consciousness of abundance. Even when you do not know where the next dollar is coming from, you should refuse to be apprehensive. When you do your part and rely on God to do his, you will find that mysterious forces come to your aid and that your constructive wishes soon materialize. You've got to start the process off. You've got to be the one that says, I am filled with abundance. Everything flows to me. And you've got to demonstrate it. And you can demonstrate it best by starting to tithe. And it doesn't matter whether you're spiritual or religious or not. You can take 1/10 of what you have and give it to some organization or charity or whatever it may be that has nothing to do with you financially. Give it away. And that is a demonstration of your abundance. And you'll find that you'll have more. And when you get more, give more. I always make a practice of saying, well, if I've got $100, I want $200, I'm going to give $20 instead, not just 10. And I keep it going ahead because that brings more coming back. You've got to have a rich mindset. You've got to be rich to have money. If you're poor, money may pass through your hands, but it will pass through and disappear and not provide you with anything lasting. So that is just a follow-up on that point that was brought up by Ramachandra. I see we've got a few more people in. Don't know whether we mentioned Richard, but he's in from Devon. And then Drew from Auckland in New Zealand. Devon in UK, of course. There's Devons all over the place. I used to live in Devon in Bermuda. We got Kingsley in from Manchester in England. We got Nankiap in from Nigeria and Peter in from Portugal, but he's got a question, I think. I think Ramachandra was suggesting that if members had bought into Nest Egg, they might now have the funds to buy into. I don't care what the excuses are. If you've got the right mindset, you'll do it. I had this discussion the other night when we were talking about the feeder program. The feeder program will help, but if people want it, they'll find the money for it. People don't buy what they need. They don't spend the money on what they need. They spend it on what they want. And that's one of the big differences between the rich and the poor. Mindset. The rich evaluate what they have, and first of all, they look after their future, not by hoarding, but by putting money to work for them before they even consider eating. The poor get some money and they say, oh, look at this, we've got a bonanza, we've got $100 that we won in a raffle or something. Let's go out and celebrate. And they're off down the pub or the pizza parlor or whatever, and they spend it, gone. The rich guy wins the $100 and he goes, oh, $100 I wasn't expecting. I can increase my investment over there to provide future security. But he don't put the $100 in because he gives 10% away because he's got that attitude of tithing. So $10 goes to a charity, $90 goes into his investment. And he carries on in the same way. He's not necessarily flamboyant. He doesn't have big cars and planes. Some people do. But most of the people that are rich mentality, They don't. They're happy to, they don't have to impress people because they have it all within. Okay. So there we are. What people do with Vibe is up to them. But I know on February the 17th, when the Matrix goes live, and it'll probably take a few days after that for the payments to go out. When people see other people getting paid huge amounts, they're going to stand there or sit there and say, I should have done more. I wish I'd done more. How do I know that? Because I've been involved in many launches of products and things over almost 50 years in the home business industry. And I've seen it multiple times when something's come along that is an amazing opportunity, like I believe Vibe is. It's up to you whether you think it's the same. And always, no matter how much somebody has been paid, whether it's $10, $100, $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, the general reaction is, I should have done more. Don't be, I should have done more people. Do it. And whatever you get, say, well, at least I gave it my all. Okay? I know you won't be disappointed if you do that. Right. Ramachandra, I really enjoyed this advice. It's very good explanation and advice. It also applies to we all. Thanks. Okay. Thank you, Ramachandra. I never intend or mean to put anybody down. I always do what I can within my limited ability to help you to expand yourself. And it is important. There's a wonderful book. I can't remember what the name of the guy. It goes back probably to the 1920s or maybe even before that. I can't remember when it was written. It's called As a Man Thinketh. Norman will probably know. He's on there. He'll probably know who it is and when it was written and everything else. If you've never read it, get it and read it. It's not, it's not going to take you 10 years to read. It's not War and Peace or anything like that, It's really, really profound. And nearly all of the personal development gurus that have followed base their teachings on that little book. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's called As a Man Thinketh, something like that. Okay. Right, back down to business. Today I had a word with Vishal and Devyani and the changes that Christian proposed and gave us for the script. I'm not I don't know what they do. Okay, I'm not a programmer. I know Christian is in the top 1% of developers, programmers, whatever you want to call them. And if he says something's worth doing, it is. So when he gave us the opportunity, we started to implement it. Now, Vishal says he'll have it finished by tomorrow. Devi wants to look at it because, see if I can find the words here, because where are we? Devyani. Uh, yeah, Devyani and Vishal tomorrow are going to look for a few modifications to avoid code injection attacks. Whatever that means, if any of you out there are developers, you know. But that is where we are with that. But it should be finished tomorrow. That being the case, Vishal will then start on the reprogramming of the Share Hope plan. It will have some changes. They're pretty minor in many ways, but we'll be merging the two matrix into one. It'll be a sort of hybrid matrix. I don't think it's been done before. I've never seen it, but it will be, I believe, really effective. It will mean that most people get paid more. I think everybody, in fact, will get paid more out of the matrix and move faster. And it will mean that the ranks will be easier to obtain. And in fact, it'll allow us to put more money into the withdrawals from the ranks that you gain, and it'll go up to a maximum of 15,000 a month instead of just 10,000 a month. And the gaps between them will be much bigger steps. It'll still start with just $1 when you've got 3 people on your first level, but then the steps will be much bigger in between. So you'll get very much more quickly to a significant amount of monthly withdrawals. So we'll be starting on that tomorrow, maybe. It depends on whether they get it totally finished tomorrow or Thursday at the latest. Devyani has been tidying up the things that she's been doing on the mall. She's waiting for me to come up with a solution to some of the things that that have come to light from my initial requirements for the mall. I have got some ideas about it, but I didn't spend massive time on it. I've been, I don't know, just been busy today with various things. I've had a few meetings. I've got another meeting with somebody based on one of the meetings I had today. It's a development for something that I'm hoping we can add into the Easy Team Builder. Maybe everybody can benefit from it. I don't know, but I'll have another conversation. We're moving up through the ranks, I suppose, of the people that can do things for us. So I've had to move on to the next level up, and I'll be having a discussion about that tomorrow. I did authorize, after a discussion with From Miracles, and we paid them the first interim payment. Well, there's only one interim payment now. We paid half up front. We paid another big lump today. So they've been 3/4 paid, and they won't get the rest until everything is there working in the way that we want it to be working. So that is also been done. Can't think of anything else offhand, but it is all moving forward. I assure you, we are moving forward with everything. The people that got their free cash giveaways yesterday eventually got paid today. It was much later than I'd intended, but sometime this afternoon. I can't remember whether it was late afternoon or early afternoon, in all honesty. But anyway, they did get, I think it was probably about mid-afternoon, we did get them cleared out of their, and so they've all been paid. And we're going to get some more, so there'll be somebody else waiting to be paid, because we're going to do that in a moment and pick another couple. Now, tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow is when we're going to find somebody with the potential of $1,000, minimum of $400. They've got to be in the Easy Team Builder. They get $400 if they're in the Easy Team Builder. They've got to be Active Elite as well. So they've got to be Active Elite and in the Easy Team Builder. They get $400. If they're a paid member of the Share plan as well, they would get $800. If they're also in the Poverty Crusher and the 777 plan, they get $100 for each of those. So the potential is there for $1,000 for somebody tomorrow, from the members of the Easy Team Builder, in addition to our 2 cash giveaways for everybody else. See, we've got Carl in as well from New Zealand. Late today, we'll watch the start in the replay. Yeah, okay. Reminds me of the old days in the cinema, you know. Usually there were 2 films shown back in the old days, you know. And in between the films, there'd be advertising, and there would also be newsreels and things like that, because there wasn't hardly anybody had a TV. The news came through the newspaper, and it was just a little bit different to get news, visual news on, and you got it by going to the cinema. And the program would be sort of continuous. It probably start at 2 o'clock with a matinee, and it would run through till maybe, I don't know, whatever time they finished, 10 o'clock at night or something like that. And we'd get into the cinema and we'd go and sit down, and it might be halfway through the B movie, not the main one, but the backup one. Then you'd sit there and you'd watch the end. And then you'd have the usherettes with selling the drinks and things, and watch the news and get the adverts. And then you'd have the main feature, you'd watch that. And then you'd sit and you'd watch the beginning of the B movie. And then you'd get to the part where you'd started watching, and then you'd be, this is where we came in, come on, let's go. And that was reminded of that by Carl saying he's going to watch the beginning in a moment from the recording, and it's it just flashback to the way things worked when you know, back in the 1940s, 1950s, when I was a kid. Okay, we got David in from South Africa as well. So pretty much that is the updates, and it's a flashback into for people that are as old as me. They'll probably remember the same situation. For those of you that are younger, you won't know what I'm talking about probably, but hopefully I described it well enough for you to get a bit of an idea. But it was a common thing, you know. You'd see people all the time that had come in, and they'd be leaving at the point that they came into that B feature. Okay, let's give some, oh, just a minute. I don't think I've even got the thing out, the spreadsheet out. I tell you what we'll do, we'll use yesterday's, wherever it is. Let me pull it up. Okay, we have yesterday's spreadsheet up. I didn't get one out for today, but it won't have changed very much, if at all. I'll definitely get a new one up for tomorrow. So let me see if we've got random.org here. We have, and we've got the same numbers in, so that makes it easy. We'll do that rather than me spend 5 minutes getting a new spreadsheet sorted out. So let's do a screen share of random.org. And where are we? Window. And let me put these on so that I don't get the numbers wrong. And we are here. We're using the same data as yesterday. So it's from 2 to 2171. When we click generate, it'll pick out a number. We're going to pick out 2. 1139 was the second one we had yesterday. I guess you'll be able to see that when we go to the yesterday's spreadsheet. So when I click generate, we'll get somebody else. 230. Let me pop that into the spreadsheet. And put it down here so as not to get confused. And we'll do another one. Boom, 135, 2 low numbers today. Where's the spreadsheet gone? Forgot what number it was now. 135. Let's, just for fun, do another one, hey? Let's just do another one. We'll get 3 people paid out today. Generate again. 1687. Okay, we can stop sharing that. And 1687 in there. Okay. Let me do a screen share now for the spreadsheet. Peter's going for a retreat where there's no network. Okay, retreats are great things. I hope you find a lot of peace and comfort in your retreat. You can always catch up on the replays when you get back. You can watch 3 days worth, or you can give it a miss, but no problem. Our prayers go with you to your retreat, Peter. Let's get this screen share done of the spreadsheet. Okay, and there we have the numbers that were picked. 230, 135 and 1687. Those are yesterday's, you can see up there, and they have all been paid. I'll put a yellow bit in there as well. I mark them with a yellow once I've paid them. I know I paid them all. Okay, so let's find out who they are. Let's have a look for 230 first of all. We've gone too far already. It's 230. Copy. Get back up here. Put that in there. And we got a match there. And Frammy won't get anything because it's the admin account. But that will be that will be 150, won't it, in everything? Okay, 135. This will be a little bit less because missing one think, yeah, Missing Poverty Crusher. So it's 40, 80, and what do we normally use? 20 and 20. Yes, 20 missing, isn't it? So it's 130 for Smita. And then we have a look for 1687. $16.87, and that is going to be just $60. And matched correctly. That'll be a 60. Okay, we're done. So the withdrawals are to Zerch for 150, Smita for 130, and HAB Trader for $60. And the sponsors, Sparker, will get 130, provided he's in this list. I think he is. I can't remember who it is, but I've got a feeling that I know the username. And this T.E. Tucker, if he's in there, will get $60. So there we go. That's today's. Luckily, I had that spreadsheet available. Okay, let's get back here. Maureen congratulating the winners, and I'm sure that you all will be congratulating them. I'm missing from here. Oh, come back. I don't know what happened there. But that's it for today. It has been a busy day here. It's been a beautiful day as well. Spring-like day here in Cornwall today. So congratulations to everybody. Don't get to the point on February after the 17th, or even on the 17th, when you look and you see all those people in your downline and you think, I should have done more. Don't let it happen. Okay? God bless you all. And I'll see you all same time, same place, 7 p.m. London time tomorrow on Facebook, Twitch, and then YouTube. And we'll be looking to give away up to $1,000 to a member of the Easy Team Builder, plus a few free giveaways to our Active Elite members. God bless you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being We Share Abundance. Without you, we don't exist. God bless, and I'll see you later, alligator, in a wild crocodile. See you later, alligator. Always wear a smile. See you later, alligator. Go the extra mile. See you later, alligator.